I wake up every day worrying about my daughters. I wake up every day knowing that their lives are never going to be the same again. And there's nothing I can do about it.
I would never hurt my baby. I love my kids. Always have and always will. It was just a tragic accident. Something I wouldn't expect to happen.
A mother and her daughter under suspicion as police search for answers.
What do you hope to achieve out of this?
All I want to do is just speak our truth.
Kalani Taitumu was 19 when she had her second child, Queen.
She was 5 weeks early. She was a mummy's girl. And, yeah, she was just always happy, never cried. Easy baby, yeah.
You're such a young mum of two. Was that ever difficult for you?
I used to get stressed out heaps, but, you know, I loved being a mum to them. They were awesome. I had heaps of siblings. I looked after them when I was younger, you know, so it was just natural being a mum.
Ebony Bennett is Kalani's mum and Queen's grandmother.
She's the best mother ever. You know, it was the most beautifulest thing watching my daughter with her children, because I never had a mother. I never had role models in my life. I had to teach myself how to be a parent. So seeing her be a parent to her daughters truly told me that I did a good job with my daughter. No one could fault her parenting, and no one ever has.
In July last year, Kalani and her two children made the 6-hour trip from Taumaranui up to Dargaville to visit Ebony. Queen was 10 months old, and it was the first time she'd meet her grandmother.
Because they lived quite a far way away from Doug, so we'd only really met over the phone and over video calls and that. We were pretty excited, yeah. Yeah, of course, because I love babies and we're all excited about seeing her.
It was a happy week-long whānau holiday until one night.
Queen was a bit sick that day, had a bit of a cold and just a cold, that was all, and she was quite sleepy. It was like around 4:30.
We'd literally just come home, we were going to cook dinner, put the kids down to bed and have a game of cards and have a couple of drinks. But we didn't even get to start that.
Mum was putting on dinner, I was putting them down. I kept checking on them because Queen, she likes to stand up on the side of her cot, so sometimes I'd go in there, she'd be standing up, so I lie back down, give her a bottle.
Kalani would just regularly go in there and check on them. And that's what she'd been doing since we got home.
The third time I went in there, I found Queen just half hanging out of her cot. The whole cot was collapsed. She was from her waist down in the cot and waist up, hanging out. Like, when I seen her, it just looked fucked up. And I just opened the cot, grabbed her, and her lips were blue. And I just ran out into the kitchen and was just screaming at my mum, saying that she's not breathing. Something's not right.
Yeah, I just grabbed baby off her straight away, put her straight on the couch, said ring an ambulance right now, and then started CPR.
Ebony's partner made the call to St John.
Oh, we need an ambulance.
Can you feel or hear any breathing?
I don't think so.
Okay, listen carefully and I'll tell you how to do resuscitation.
Okay, so I'm doing compressions now. One, two, three, four.
Okay, is that the ambulance here with you now?
We just went in to check on her and she was blue in the lips. And the cot had caved in it, so I pulled a cot.
Despite the efforts by Ebony and first responders to resuscitate the toddler, Queen could not be revived.
We just spent the last couple of hours that we had with her just like in shock, really, like, did this really happen? Did this just happen at our house? The local cop, she was here because once a baby dies in a home, the parents can't ever be left alone with the baby. They said that's standard procedure, and that was all cool.
Her tangi was beautiful.
The interim coroner's findings determined Queen's cause of death was asphyxiation. Then, rumours that Queen's death was not accidental began to circulate on social media.
This has all stemmed from nasty people who can't get on with their lives.
Numerous posts have labelled the mother and daughter killers.
What's it like for you to hear the accusations that are out there online and in the media from whānau?
I don't care about those people. They don't matter to me. All I care about is getting the truth out there. And that's it.
Oranga Tamariki says that when she died, Queen had a non-accidental injury which would have occurred in the week before she died. Queen also had bruising and pneumonia. Oranga Tamariki also claims that these injuries may have been a result of direct abuse to Queen.
It is sufficiently concerning that we will continue to investigate this.
Detective Senior Sergeant Kevin Very, who heads the police case, spoke to media for the first time this July, a year after Queen died.
Can't comment on the nature of the injury, but it is clearly non-accidental and it is forming a key part of our investigation. It is solvable if everybody comes together, works for Queen and tells the truth.
What was the non-accidental injury Queen had?
I don't know. We've been trying to ask and they can't give out that information. Still to this day.
Did she have a mark on her when you last saw her?
They couldn't tell us what it was. And then 2 weeks later, he's on the Northland police site saying an unexplained death of a toddler and the family are refusing to cooperate.
Videos and photos of Queen taken during the week show no obvious injuries. Ebony also says Queen wasn't sick enough to take to the doctor.
She had a bit of a cold that morning and was a little bit sleepy, but she was still drinking and talking and playing, eating her food. You know, like, I'm a mother of 7. I know what it's like when a kid's sick and too sick where you need to take to the hospital sort of thing.
Police say they're not satisfied with Ebony and Kalani's version of events on the night of Queen's death.
And we ask that they come forward and speak with police and that they provide some of the facts we need to close this case. Those facts are only known by them and it is frustrating, their lack of cooperation.
Police say they've spoken to a number of members of the Taituma whānau who came forward the week after Queen's death. Ebony and Kalani say they're not avoiding questions and have told authorities everything they know.
So when did you speak to police?
I spoke to police that night when they came here, and the police came to the hospital and interviewed us there, took both of our statements at the hospital, and yeah, that was the only time we've spoken to police and they were happy and yeah, haven't heard from them since. He launched the investigation based on allegations, but he's never come to speak to us about it. He has our phone numbers, he has our addresses, he has our email addresses.
When did you last speak to police?
They interviewed me in the morgue about baby's death and it was the last time I spoke to them and they've ever tried to reach out.
What do you have to say to police who say that you aren't cooperating?
No, that's not true. They've never tried to reach out to us once and we've just been here.
They feel police have focused the case on them, overlooking important evidence that would prove their innocence.
How's your investigation going? Because you haven't spoken to anyone that was in Queen's life at all. You haven't spoken to any of our friends. You haven't asked me for photos, videos of her. What have you investigated? They've interviewed nobody that's associated with Queen. They've only spoken to disgruntled family members that have nothing to do with our family or Queen.
All police will say is that the investigation is ongoing and that they're not able to comment on the specifics of the case. They say after initial contact, Ebony and Kalani have stopped engaging with them despite several visits to their home.
It just sucks that I have to do this so I can grieve properly for my daughter. I just want everyone to know the truth and to hear my side of the story. I'm sick of the lies being spread online.